Good morning. Happy hump of the week. It is Wednesday. I love a Wednesday. I do. We are halfway through the working week. Nearly Friday, not too far off, guys. And it is Champions League day for Tottenham Hotspur today. Huge game, a huge week, a huge couple of weeks coming up for Spurs. And injuries are starting to take its toll. We will get into it, guys. Good morning, everyone. Back to normal today, breakfast, and I will be trying to go a bit more regular. I know it has been a bit sporadic over the last probably month or so, but guys, I am going to try and be more regular of a morning. I've tried evenings, I've tried afternoons. I just prefer doing the morning shows. And listen, it's a lovely day here in the West Country. The sun is out. It's quite mild, and yeah, I'm loving life. Listen, like I say, it's Wednesday. It's Champions League day. I love the Champions League, and the fact the Spurs are in it is even better. We will get into it, guys, because I think we have a massive week ahead. Three huge games. The only real positive about it for me is that all three are away from home. Our home form is wretched at the moment, but away from home, we look decent. So I'm confident we're going to pick up some wins. Guys, join in the comments. Let me know what you think. Smash a like if you haven't already. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Let's see who's in the chat. Barbaric is up and in, saying, Good morning, Nige. Hope you're well, young sir. We need to win this tonight. Smash a sub if you haven't already. Also, hit the like button to help push the channel out there. Absolutely 100%, mate. And thank you so much, as always, for being in here. Marianne is up. Good morning, Nige, and all in the chat. Hope all are well. I'm really good, Marianne. I hope you are too. And yeah, we hope the chat is good. Also, Barbaric saying hello to Marianne. And Scott Colliver's in. Big up, Scott. Hope you're well, mate. And also, Wan is in. Hi, Nige. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Wan. I hope you're well, mate. Yeah, so three massive games, three huge games. In the next week. We have Monaco tonight, of course, then Everton away at the weekend, followed by Newcastle away in the League Cup. What does Thomas Frank do? This next week's huge, yeah, because we are light defensively through injuries. We're hearing Romero could be back for the Chelsea game. We're not going to know the full extent of the injury until later this week. Is it a bad one? Thomas Frank said he doesn't think it is. We've been here before, haven't we, with Spurs? You know, an injury that we think is a week or 2 weeks suddenly is 2 months. So let's hope Romero is fit for the Chelsea game. But before then, we have three massive away games. So what is Frank going to do? We are, like I say, we're light defensively. If we get another injury defensively, we are in big trouble. Obviously, Spence, Udogie's out at the moment. Again, another one. We're not sure how long he's out for. We will find out again, as Frank said, later this week. So with Udogie out and Romero out, we have literally Spence, Van der Ven, Danzo, and Porro. Any of those gets injured, and suddenly we are in trouble. Not seen anything of Takai. Is he even fit? I thought he was back in training. He's clearly not going to be match fit. Is Ben Davis back? I'm guessing he is. Um, Not the quality we need, though, really, is he? And Dragishin seems to have been back in training for a long time, but he's not being rushed back. So we have got defensive problems. And if we get injuries with these games coming up, for me, we are in a spot of bother. And of course, Van der Ven, who we like to wrap in cotton wool, obviously different manager now, but having to play 3, 4 games within a week or 2 weeks. I think it's 5 games within 2 weeks. That is a lot of games. And I don't know, guys. I'm concerned. I am concerned about it. Cookie is in as well. So morning, Nige, mate. Good morning, Cookie. I hope you're well. Don't forget to tune in tonight for the watch along. We are on the Two Marks channel, where we will be doing Monaco against Spurs and hopefully get a good result there. I'm looking forward to that. So big up, Cookie. Barbaric and Cookie saying hello to each other. And Barbaric saying, I haven't been in many streams lately. This Frank out nonsense is so childish. My brain can't digest stupidity. It's crazy, isn't it, mate? Absolutely crazy. Anyone that could want Frank out at this early stage are absolutely, yeah. It's just not good. It's crazy. We're actually doing okay. We're doing okay. 8 games into the Premier League, we won. We haven't lost in the cup. If someone has said Champions League, first 2 games, you're going to win one, draw one, I would have taken that. So we're doing okay. I think we got to keep our feet on the ground and just not be too high, not be too low, something in the middle. I think we're going to be absolutely fine this season. The injuries for me are starting to concern me now. Like I say, defensively, we have problems if we get another injury. Midfield, we get into it, guys. Who do we want to start tonight? Because had this conversation on Spurs Kings TV last night. Big up to Spurs Kings. Thank you so much for having me on. Uh, who plays? Who plays tonight? Will it be Bentancur? Will it be Polinia? Or do we rest them and bring in Bergvall, Sarr, Gray for a huge Champions League game? It's a tough one. Lots of people saying Bentancur's the problem. For me, definitely isn't the problem at all. I think he was okay against Villa. Thought he did okay. Listen, he's not going to be your progressive get the ball forward. I think for me, Frank set up not to lose against Villa, and he said that himself, didn't he, yesterday in the pre-match press conference for Monaco. He said, when asked a question about is the Premier League getting boring, he did say that he set up just like Unai Emery did, you know, to cancel each other out. Managers don't necessarily set up to win a lot of the time now. It's not to lose. And I think Frank has done that, especially at home. Set up not to lose. Our home form is wretched. 5 wins in 20 Premier League home games, 11 defeats. And I feel like as soon as we go a goal behind, we panic and we have no answer. So, yeah, it's a problem. It really is a problem at home. Away from home, I think we're fine. And this is why I'm confident over the next 3 games. I think we'll be all right. I really do. Let's catch up with the chat. Billy is in the house. He says, big up Nige, the Cookmeister, and everyone in the chat. Did everyone see the PSG masterclass last night? 7-2 against Bayer Leverkusen. Yes. It should be nice and easy, shouldn't it? When we go there in a month or whenever. They look a team, don't they? They look a team, but a lot of results last night. PSV smashing Napoli 6-2, was it? I know Napoli had 10 men, but wow, some strange results. Arsenal winning 4-0 against Atletico Madrid. So, yes, the bigger sides now are starting to flex their muscles. For me, guys, what would you take tonight? Would you take a point or do you really want the win? For me, I know it sounds nuts. I'd take a point tonight. I think a point is a good result. Win our home games in the Champions League, get some draws away, and I think we qualify. We can't afford to lose. We don't want to go into 3 games in, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw. We want to get something. But for me, I would take a point and move on. It's going to be interesting to see how Frank lines up with the games coming up. What players do we rest? Who do we rest them for? Do we rest players tonight? Do we rest players for Everton? Or do we rest players for Newcastle? Because then, after then, it's Chelsea and another Champions League game. The games are coming thick and fast, and Frank has to manage his squad. So it's going to be a difficult one, I think. Juan saying we need to win tonight. We need to win, right? To boost the confidence after disappointment in the last game. Even a draw our take with the injuries, we need to accept whatever result it is. Hope Sarr will start. I actually think Sarr possibly could start. You just don't know, and this is a good thing about Thomas Frank, right? We don't quite know what he's going to do. Last season under Ange, we knew what the team was going to be. We knew how we were going to set up. This season under Frank, we just don't quite know. I mean, I think we got a good idea. The back 5 will be the back 5. We can't pick it any other way because of the injuries. But that midfield and that attack, who knows who's going to play? I mean, I want Palhinha to play every single game, but realistically, he's not going to. I don't know, but do we want control of the game tonight? For me, we want to control the game. So for me, we play Bentancur and Palhinha. But then are they going to play at the weekend against Everton? Because we need them for the Premier League as well. I don't know, guys. It's a difficult one. Let's see what he's going to do. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Kate's in the house. Saying, Nige, good morning. Good morning to you, Kate. I hope you're well. And Billy saying, put a ball with all the midfielders, Spurs having a pot and spin it. All the options are much of a muchness. Kind of agree, apart from Polinia, who I think is a absolute home dinger to start. He has to start as many games as possible. So for me, it's more what games do we rest Polinia for? Do we leave him out tonight and take that risk? I don't know. I don't know. I think we need him against Everton. It's going to be a tough game. I'd like to see him in the side against Newcastle because, again, I want to go through in the cup. I don't want to go out. I want to go through. So I'd play him now. And then he has to start against Chelsea. So is tonight the perfect opportunity to maybe rest a Polinia? Just like he did. He did rest him, didn't he, against Bodo and brought him off the bench, I think. Um, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Who plays in the midfield tonight? Who do we rest? We need to get something from the game. So it's a really difficult balancing act for Thomas Frank at the moment. Paul G's in, said, morning, Nigel and chat. Good morning to you, Paul. How are you, mate? I hope you are well. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting one. Who we rest, who we play, and who do we play in those forward areas? Do we, again, we were talking about it on Spurs Kings last night. Do we play Kudus? Do we play Xavi? Or do we rest one of them? Do we rest both of them like we did against Bodo? Is that a risk? Maybe Brennan Johnson comes in on the right. Who starts up front? Richarlison or Kolo Muani? It's such a difficult one, such a balancing act for Frank. For me, I would go, this would be my team tonight. So I would go Vicario, Spence, Van der Ven, Danzo, and Porro. I would then go for, I'm going to leave Polino out, you know. I'm going to leave him out because I think we need him for other games. Could be nuts. I would go Bentancur, Bergval, and Sarr. Then I would play Xavi Simons off the left. I would play Johnson on the right, and I would play Richarlison up front. That is a goddamn awful side. I think at some point Kudus needs to be rested because he can't play every game. It's such a difficult one, guys. Let me know what you think. Who would you play? What areas would you play them? I'm just not sure. I'm not sure where we go team-wise. I really am not. So yeah, it's going to be interesting and it's going to be a good watch along tonight. That is for sure. And then, of course, at the weekend, we go to, is it Thomas Dickinson Stadium? Or we go to Everton anyway, where they are actually doing okay. Grealish expected to be back. And they've got that Ndai, who's we're been linked with, very highly rated. Um, you know what? I fancy us against Everton. I really do. I think of it as at Goodison, maybe not so much. But again, it's one of those new stadiums where I think teams are going to go and enjoy playing. And I think if we can match them for physicality, I think we can go there and win absolutely 100%. Porro versus Grealish will be interesting on that side because I think Grealish could get the better of him. But it's going to be interesting. There is no doubt about that. It is going to be interesting who plays where. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Smash a like, hit a subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know. I'm at the point where I'm just like, I want Frank to play obviously a stronger side every game. But you know what? There are going to be times when we are going to have to rest players. Would you even consider leaving maybe Vicario out for a game and bringing in Kinski? I think Kinski will probably start the League Cup game, right? Kinski will start the League Cup game. Archie Gray will start the League Cup game. I think we got players that can come in for the League Cup game, but I want to win. I want to go through. I think Newcastle will probably do the same. They will rest a few players for that League Cup game because both teams in the Champions League, obviously Newcastle got a 3-0 win last night against Benfica. That was a good result for them. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting for sure. I think Spurs I think Spurs will rest players against Newcastle. Guys, get your questions in. It is a quiet morning this morning here on Breakfast with Pure Coys. I think my chat just stuck there for a little bit. Barbaric saying, keep smashing the likes and subs. People get over to the Two Mark Show and do the same. Best watch alongs on the internet, absolutely. And there is the link for the Two Mark Show. Get over and subscribe to them, guys. It is really important. We support everybody, and the Two Marks are two of my absolute babes. Kate says, Nige, I am worried about creativity and forwards not good enough. Yeah, this is the thing. I think, especially at home, I do think we rely on set pieces, and this is why we're struggling so much. I'm actually not as concerned away from home, Kate, because I think we are a team almost set up for transition football, counter attacking, and I don't think we're too bad at that. When teams come on to us, I think we're pretty decent. It's when teams sit back and we have to break them down, is when we just haven't got a clue at the moment. We really haven't. Vindaloo saying, morning, Nige. Philly, did you catch the Arsenal result? I sort of missed it. I got to be honest. Like I said, I was on a stream last night and I checked the score and it was 0-0. So yeah, when I looked this morning and saw that they won 4, that is a result. That is a result. Atletico Madrid are a top side, and to smash them 4-0. I think, yeah, I think some people might be starting to sit up and take notice of Arsenal now. Maybe. Billy saying, unfortunately, there is no easier game like Bodo on the horizon. After the last international break in November, the fixtures get even harder as it's PSG in December, January run. Yeah, you're right, mate. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, right? We are in for a bit of a haul this season. I think it's going to be a long one, and we just need to get through to January. If we can get through to January, and then we can improve the squad, but we need to improve it at the start of January, not at the end. Then who knows? But for me, I agree, mate. It's going to be a tough run of fixtures now up until Christmas. But at the same time, I actually think we play better against better sides. I think we're struggling against sides that maybe have a bit of a low block against us. I don't know. I just think at home we're struggling anyway. I think it's a confidence thing. I don't think this is a Thomas Frank thing at home. I think this is a continuation of last season. For me, it's a confidence thing. Like I say, we're okay until we concede. As soon as we concede, we seem to lose our way a little bit. So let's see what happens, guys. I'm concerned about our home form, but away not so much. And bigger games, like I say, Thomas Frank has a good record against the bigger sides in the Premier League. So let's see what we do. Barbaric saying, what 11 is that, Nige? Protests being prepared outside your house as we speak. Yeah, as I was saying, I was like, that's bloody awful. I don't know what we do though. This is the thing. I don't know what we do because listen, I'd have Polina in every single game. I'd have Kudus in every single game. But realistically, they have to be rested at some point. So what do we do? Do we risk chucking the League Cup and say we'll play a really weakened side against Newcastle and hope, or do we maybe rest a few tonight? I don't know. I don't know, guys. It's horses for courses, isn't it? It's pick your poison. What do you want as a fan? I guess. Um, I don't know. Philly saying, I would love to be Johan Lange or Arteta reward with obscene money and given a promotion for abject failure. Yes. Yes. He has been. He has been. That's the thing, isn't it? He has been. Lang gets a promotion for doing absolutely nothing. And I don't know. Is it a promotion though, or has he just stepped aside? Maybe it's just a different role. I don't know. They say it's a promotion. He's probably got a pay rise for it anyway, but crazy. But let's see what happens in January. Jimmy's in, saying big up, Nige and chat. Good morning. Big up to you, Jimmy. I hope you're well, mate. I hope you're well. And Andrew Gregory is in saying, morning, Nigel. Good morning, Andrew. I hope you're well, buddy. I hope you're well. I've got to stop saying things twice. Jimmy says, tough game tonight. Where are goals coming from? I hope we can keep a clean sheet. I think that's the most important thing, Jimmy. If we can keep a clean sheet and not lose, like I say, I would take a draw right now. Right now, I snap your hand off, take a point, walk away. We're unbeaten in 3 in the Champions League, 2 away draws, a home win, and we go to our home game against Copenhagen in a couple of weeks. And if we win that, 2 wins, 2 draws, I'm happy. But it is going to be a really, really tough game tonight. But we have to keep a clean sheet. Otherwise, I don't see us winning. Barbarics admitting that Arsenal were good last night. Bob's in, says, morning, Nigel. Good morning, Bob. I hope you're well, mate. And Philly's saying, big up Vindaloo. I was PSG giving Bayer Leverkusen a footballing on their own pitch and waiting patiently the Spurs game. And Archie Gray, my suggestion for some Spurs fans, don't go anywhere. Philly, do you think Archie Gray plays tomorrow night? Do you? I don't know. I don't know. This is sorry, it's tonight, isn't it? I don't know who plays tonight. This is the thing. This is the interesting thing. Who plays tonight? Is it going to be? Are we going to risk playing a Gray or a Bergval? I mean, maybe it's not such a risk playing a Bergval. I think it is a risk playing a Gray. Is this a game, Franks, we can get something out of while resting a few? Or is he just going to go full on strongest team and see where we go? I've always been of the opinion of play your strongest side, face the consequences later. We get injuries, we get injuries. But with the games coming up now, I am thinking Thomas Frank is going to have to juggle it a little bit. But where? He can't juggle it defensively. It's going to have to be midfield and attack. I say you can't juggle it defensively. Is Ben Davies fit? Does anyone know if Ben Davies is fit? Because if he is, maybe Van der Ven comes out. I don't know. Probably not. It would be crazy if he took Van der Ven out. Right, that would be almost admitting defeat. Cookie saying, please smash the like button, everyone, and sub to the channel. Absolutely, would really appreciate it. Vindaloo, Barbaric saying, Vindaloo, I can imagine you being unbearable. Thank God I'm not your work colleague. Absolutely. And Bob saying, we will win today and we will beat Newcastle and Everton. I love that confidence. I am here for it, Bob. I am here for it. I think we've got every chance of winning today. If we play, again, depends what team we put out. Monaco is not, they're a good side, don't get me wrong. They're a good, young, exciting team. But it's not a stadium you go to and you're like, oh, wow, I'm intimidated. Again, a bit like Bodo. It's a small, iconic stadium. I don't know if any of you have ever been to Monaco. I went on holiday to the south of France years ago and managed to convince the missus to go to Monaco. Well, I didn't need to convince her, let's be honest. Monaco's beautiful. But we went to the stadium, had a look round. It is tiny but iconic. Those arches at one side. Love the Monaco Stadium. But it's hardly a ground you go to and you're like, oh, wow, I feel intimidated. So I think Spurs should be able to go there, control the game, take the sting out of the game early doors, and hopefully go on to win the game. Obviously, Eric Dyer out as well, which I'm a bit sad about because I would have liked to have seen Dyer tonight playing for Monaco. Listen, I'm still a big Dyer fan. I know towards the end of his Spurs career, he got a little bit rubbish, but in those early Poch days for me, when Dyer first came, I thought he was a top player. Vindaloo is saying, smash the likes. I'm going to grab a decaf and do some work. Enjoy. Much love, Vindaloo. And well done again for last night. Great result. Great result for Arsenal. Billy saying, big up, Vindaloo. I was watching PSG. Oh, I've read that already. Bob saying, Chelsea is our stumbling block. Chelsea is going to be a tough game. Absolutely no doubt about that. Chelsea is going to be a tough game. But listen, every single Premier League game is tough. I know that there are games that we should win and maybe games that, maybe we think probably what I'm not going to win that. But every single game is tough. I think that's showed already this season. And the fact that we're home, I don't fancy us against Chelsea. I never do. Let's be honest. Our record against Chelsea is absolutely woeful. Holt and Talks, big up, mate. It says, morning, mate. Tough game for you boys, but fancy you to get the win. Good luck. Thank you, mate. Who are you playing this week? Who are you playing? You're playing Thursday. Who have you got? Let us know. But big up, mate. Guys, if you haven't, get over to Holt and Talks and subscribe to Scotty. Top bloke. Top bloke. Vindaloo saying, big up, Billy. I better do some work. Catch you later. Um, take care, Vindaloo. So yeah, guys, who do we play tonight? Who's our front man? Who do we play? Who plays up front tonight? Let me know in the comments. Is it going to be Richarlison? Oh, I mean, he is awful, isn't he? I hate slating our players, but isn't Richarlison just the worst striker ever? It's going to be Richarlison. It's going to be Richarlison, isn't it? Or Mawani. I don't think Mawani starts because he's just come back. I think Richarlison starts. And guys, if that's the case, where are the goals coming from? We're gonna have to play Kudus, which means we're gonna have to play these players, run them into the ground, and before we know it, they're going to be injured. So concerning times for me and with some of the players because we're having to play them because we haven't got the quality behind them. Dean says rumours are we are looking to bring in Rory Delap for an increased long throw FC output. That is our. This is the thing. This is where Spurs are currently. Is that our set pieces and our long throws are our main assets. And for me, that's a real concern. A real concern. Let's be honest. And the thing is, I love Danzo. I absolutely love him. He's a bit of a cult hero of mine already. Those long throws, and it is funny. He's getting the ball. We're at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and on Sunday against Villa, he was getting the ball, getting a towel, rubbing it down, and it is a little bit like, oh shit, this is really embarrassing. We are relying on long throws, but they're dangerous. They do the job. And for now, while we haven't got the players that we need to be the Tottenham that we want to be, I think we're going to have to rely on set pieces a lot this season. But we will see. Bob says, I think we should start with Sarr and play a back three with Danzo. Trouble is, we haven't got the defenders to play a back three, have we? With the injuries that we have, Romero obviously out, Dragishin not fit yet, Tikai not seen him. I can't imagine him starting unless Davis is fit, and we start with Davis as well. Davis in a Champions League game. I don't know, Bob. I don't know. I mean, if we had the defenders, I'd 100% agree with you. I would go with a back three, have Porro and Spence as your wing backs, and go from there. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I think we are limited in what we can do at the moment with the injuries that we have, sadly. Jimmy saying Paulinho will be rested tonight, in my opinion. Going to be under lots of pressure because of it. I really hope I'm wrong, though. I agree with you, Jimmy. I think Paulinho could well be rested tonight, which is weird because I actually thought Paulinho would play in the away games in the Champions League, um, and maybe not so much in the home games. But it's kind of been, I know he hasn't really played a lot, has he, Paulinho, in the Champions League? So I think there's a good chance he will be rested tonight. He's going to have to be rested at some point. He cannot play Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday every week. He is going to have to be rested. So I'm guessing it will be tonight. I'm with you there, Jimmy. Andy said, morning all, big up Nige. Good morning, Andy. I hope you're well, mate. And Philly is saying, if the players are in the squad, then they are ready to play Nige, my friend. This is why some players should have gone out on loan and not be put in that position. But unfortunately, they are absolutely. Absolutely. The worry is, though, mate, they're just not of the quality we need. We're bringing up Paulinho out and bringing in a. Listen, I'm a big fan of Bergval. I think, again, it's that old saying, isn't it? In a couple of years, he's going to be a top player, but we need players for now. Frank has been left really short, and For me, Polina has to be rested. So yeah, we are gonna. You're right, Phil. You know they're in the squad, so they're good enough. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Listen, Monaco are not. It's not like we're playing Paris Saint-Germain. It's not like we're playing AC Milan. We're not playing one of the big boys in Europe. I don't know why I said AC Milan then. I was thinking of the old 80s team with Van Basten and Rijkaard and Hullet and Baresi and the like. But, you know, we're not playing a superpower. We're not playing a giant. We're playing Monaco. And yes, they're a good side, but they're, you know, we are more than capable of going there and winning the game. So let's see. Let's see what happens. I just hope we go and put a performance in. Bob says our away form is the best in the league. Yeah, I haven't got an issue with our away form. I think we've been brilliant away from home. You know, people will say the football's been rubbish. I don't think it has. I thought we were fantastic at City. I thought for the most part we played West Ham off the pitch. I know they went down to 10 men, but even with the 11 men, I thought we were the better side. Leeds was a really good, gritty performance. You know, Leeds is a tough place to go. People are going to go there and struggle. What was our other? And Brighton. Brighton, we absolutely battered them. Um, and 2-0 down, and we come back to 2-2. We should have won the game, really. But I've been really impressed with us away. The only away game that we've been disappointed in is in Europe against Bodo. And let's be honest, right? We are crap in Europe, aren't we? As a whole, Spurs are not good to watch in Europe, in my opinion. I haven't enjoyed watching Spurs in Europe for years, not since the Poch days when we were in the Champions League at Wembley. You know, that's when it was really good watching Tottenham. Tottenham were fantastic then. Right now, since then, we've been really turgid in most European games. So I'm not expecting a fantastic game tonight. I think Spurs might stink the place out. But if we do that and get a point, I'll be more than happy. Andrew saying, I went to see Monaco a couple of times when Glenn was there. Wow. Um, yeah, Monaco have had some really good English players, haven't they? Obviously, they had Hoddle. I think they had Haitley at that time as well, didn't they, Andrew? I think Haitley and Hoddle played in the same team. But yeah, love the Monaco. Monaco have always been my favourite French team. And yeah, always loved the kit as well. Berbatov played for Monaco too, didn't he? So yeah, quite a few Spurs players over the years, and Nasser Chadli, quite a few Spurs players over the years have played for Monaco. Barbaric saying Dyer scored on his competitive debut against West Ham, and Nigel got carried away with the hype. I did. I did. That goal was special, though, wasn't it? What a way to mark your debut with a winner against West Ham in like the 93rd minute. Um, I just love, you know what? I loved the way the team was then. We had a camaraderie. You know, Dele Alli and Dyer were best mates, and I just loved the way we played. And Dyer then played more of a midfield role, dropped into defence. I liked him. I liked him then, but I liked everyone in the Spurs side. I even liked Ben Davies back then. So, you know, Tottenham then were what a side. What a side. Kate saying that Richie is woeful. He absolutely is, isn't he? Absolutely is. It's embarrassing, really, that Tottenham have got a striker like Richarlison. And I feel bad for saying it, but he's just not very good. Not very good. Andy saying, terrible front line, worst in my lifetime. It is. I agree, mate. I agree. You know, we've always had good strikers at Spurs, good forwards, good wingers. And right now, kudos apart, we are awful in that front line. There's nothing to get excited about. But for me, I am really excited. I am really excited about the future of Spurs because Enoch have said, and I'm going to read this out to you guys before I go any further because I took a picture of this yesterday. And how true it is, I don't know, but I thought it was really interesting. And again, how long this has been out, I don't know. So this is breaking news. Apparently, I saw it yesterday. Lewis family to scrap Levy's transfer policy at Tottenham. A new era is beginning at Tottenham, and the Lewis family are ready to make a major change. After injecting £100 million into the club, Spurs owners reportedly planned to end the strict wage structure that defined Daniel Levy's time in charge. Under Levy, Tottenham missed out on elite players due to the modest wage cap, despite spending heavily in the market. But now, according to the Telegraph, the Lewis family want Spurs to compete financially with the Premier League's top sides. While this shift comes amid tighter PSR rules and a possible league-wide salary cap, It signals clear ambition. Tottenham are done playing it safe and are ready to go after world-class talent. The Levy era was about stability. The Lewis era looks set to be about glory. Now, for me, I loved reading that. How true it is, whether it's actually going to happen. Wouldn't it be Spurs' luck, though, that finally the owners are going to spend money and then a salary cap comes in and we're like, oh, it would be typically Tottenham, wouldn't it? But, I read that and I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. And I think that's all we can do as fans, isn't it? Is see what happens because we're not going to know until January and next summer. But I have to admit, that did excite me. Cookie saying goals will come from set pieces. Agreed, 100%. Those long throws are going to be a weapon tonight. And yeah, like I say, for whatever reason, I love Danzo. Andy saying, morning, Cookie. You guys on later? I'll let Cookie answer it. And I think he has. Jimmy saying, we need to play 3-4-2-1 formation tonight to bulk up the midfield. Again, I wouldn't be against that at all. But with the defenders we have out, I don't know who plays as centre backs because really the only fit centre halves we have are Van der Ven and Danzo, unless Davis comes in. I'm not even sure whether Davis is fit. And Andy Lester has sent a super sticker. Thank you very much, Andy. I really do appreciate you, mate. Thank you. The super sticker train is at the station. Cookie said, morning, Andy. Yes, watch along at 7:30 with Nigel, of course. Yeah, I can't wait. Cannot wait to watch Spurs with Cookie and his commentary. Guys, if you haven't seen a watch along on the Two Mark Show with Cookie, get over to watch it because it is interesting. Some of Cookie's quibs are hilarious, to be honest. So tune in for it. Um, it should be a good one. Andy Lester saying Gray on the right of a back three, clutching at straws here. I didn't think about Archie Gray. Possibly. Yeah, I mean it could happen. I guess it could happen. Holt and Talk says, go ahead, Eagles, for us tomorrow, mate. As we said on your pod, the lack of number 9 is a big issue for you guys. Yeah, I agree. And go ahead, Eagles. They're a Dutch team, aren't they? So you're away, I'm guessing. Um, but I fancy Villa. I fancy Villa for that Europa League. I think is theirs for the taking. You know what? If they listen, Spurs won it last year without really playing well at all. You saw what we're like. We're bloody awful in the Premier League. Kind of changed it up a little bit for the Europa League, but we just defended and tried to grab a goal and then sit back. So I fancy Villa this season for the Europa. Dean saying Davis is out for weeks with a hamstring injury. Backline is starting to buckle. Yeah, I wasn't sure whether Davis was back. So yeah, without him, I just can't see us playing a back three. Like I say, Archie Gray could play there, I guess, but it kind of limits our options. If we then get an injury, we've got I don't know. It's a tough one. Frank is going to have to really manage his squad. Richie or Mwani up front, not tell for me. That's the only players I have now. I think Richie will start. Hope he performs tonight. But I agree. I think Richie starts mainly because I don't think Mwani's up to speed yet. Obviously, Tal's not in the squad anyway. But for me, I think Richie starts at the weekend against Everton because if we're going to guarantee Richie a good game, it's usually against Everton. Um, so I think he guarantees to start at the weekend. I think he wouldn't start tonight if Mwani was up to speed, but I think as he isn't, I think Richie probably starts. Mwani will get some minutes, maybe the last 30. But let's see. I mean, our front line is dull, is boring, is not exciting in any way, shape, or form. Benny saying, I don't mind Archie Gray getting minutes at DM. Um, he could do. I quite like Archie Gray as a number 8, to be honest. Really enjoyed watching him. Andy saying, I'm not too positive about tonight, to be honest, guys. It's going to be a tough game. But I think we are more than capable of going there and getting a result. Absolutely. Guy says, morning, Nige. Monaco aren't good. We should beat them. Everton should scrap a result, but defo losing away to Newcastle. I've been watching them 20% chance at best. I think it all depends. Newcastle game all depends who Newcastle put out as well, isn't it? I think it's going to be a game where a lot of us rest players. I think Newcastle rest players. I think Spurs rest players. It's going to be who's the best of the rest, I guess. But yeah, you got to fancy Newcastle at home. I think yeah, Everton will be a tough game, but I think we can win now. I think tonight is going to be tough. I think Monaco are decent. They've just changed their manager as well, haven't they? I think Monaco got a decent record in in the competition. They beat Barcelona last year, and Villa, I think, at in Monaco. So this isn't an easy game. I don't think we can take them lightly. And with the injuries and the way we've been playing at home, especially, I think it is going to be a tough game. But our away form does give me confidence. You Spurs says we have to get behind the boys. There is enough hate on out there online, and the players see more than you think, especially the younger ones. Absolutely. I don't think any of us are not going to get behind our boys. It is all about getting behind the team. And I think we've got every chance of going now and getting something out of the game. Sheriff saying, big up, Nige. Good morning. I'm alive. Big up, Sheriff. Hope you're well, mate. When I first saw the 2 marks, I just assumed it was Cookie. Sheriff, how you doing? Did you work last night? I was up till like 2 o'clock last night. So I went on Spurs Kings, which is absolutely fantastic. Loved every minute of it. Um, at 10 p.m., I think I'd come off about 1:45 and then couldn't sleep till about 2, but I was still wide awake by 7 a.m. Absolutely crazy. Billy saying, why are some of our fans why is it some of our fans forget Falco played for Monaco? Did he? Mark Falco. Did he? I never knew that. I was watching a thing yesterday on YouTube. I don't know whether you guys seen it. I'm sure most of you have. Jimmy Greaves, 10 of, I think it's 10 of the best or 6 of the best. I think it's 6 of the best. When it showed great Spurs games from the 80s, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, up to 87. That was absolutely brilliant. And I love Mark Falco. He was a bit of a cult hero for getting, I think he scored one of the goals against Bayern Munich in the quarterfinals in 84, which sent us on the way to win it. Um, yeah, always loved Mark Falco. Wasn't prolific, but really good striker. Andrew said Tony, Haitley, and Glenn played together at Monaco Nige. Okay. Didn't I kind of knew Haitley and Hoddle did. Andrew said, if you think this is a worse forward line and you want to watch the videos of Moores, Lee, and Armstrong in the 70s. Yeah, it is pretty bad though, isn't it? I mean, this is pretty bad. Billy saying Spurs, the little boy who cried wolf too many times when it comes to Enoch. Disney setting, seeing is believing, and this is it, mate. It is all about proving it now, isn't it? Go out there and show us. Words are great, but it's time to act. Guy says, sorry, man, dude, I ain't falling for it until it happens. Reed Gas from Journos made this fan base meltdown over players and managers. Don't hold my beer, I'll drink it now. Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get it. But I'm just hopeful. I'm hopeful. Lee says, may the force be with you and with you, Lee. I hope you're well, mate. And you, Spurs, saying PR probably. No, the salary cap is coming. Let's not forget we've had the same owners for 25 years, and all of a sudden they want to change. Yeah, the proof is in the pudding. The proof's in the pudding, mate. Let's see what they do. Um, we can only hope. That's all we can do. We can only hope. And sorry, but fans like me just get a little bit excited about things like that because I've still got that hope inside me that Spurs are gonna start acting like the club we should be acting like. Let's hope we do. Marianne saying it's about time they use the money on the right players, i.e., quality ones. So much has been wasted on mediocre players. Absolutely. 100%. And so many of them are still in this side now. Absolutely awful players we have that we spent a lot of money on. Let's hope that so I'm getting a call from work. Let's hope that we can improve and get the right players in at the right price. Guys, if you haven't, smash a like. It is so important. I hate asking, but it is so important that we can get as many likes as possible so I get pushed out to a wider audience. Barbaric saying we know in January and the summer whether these owners are being honest. The only way to get some respect back is to show us you mean business. Absolutely. I agree. But the thing is, we've always spent money. Money's not an issue. We spend money. We just spend it, like Marianne said, badly. What's got to change is the wage cap. We've got to start paying the wages. We cannot be making big, offers for players such as a Semenyo. It's no good putting a £90 million bid in for Semenyo and only offer him 100 grand a week, because another club will come in and double it. We've got to pay the wages. The wages for me are the most important thing. I don't think we have an issue matching prices. I really don't. We've spent a lot of money on crap. Solanke, a lot of money. Richarlison, a lot of money. Johnson, a lot of money. So I don't think we have a problem spending the money. The wages are so important. And if Spurs can start spending money on wages, this is where Enoch now need to prove it for me. It's all right saying it. Go and buy a player and stick £250,000 a week on somebody. Let's see what they can do. Guys, I've just seen this before I started, and I thought it was funny. But it's a question that maybe needs to be asked. Min Son Heung-min. Apparently, there are rumours that he could come back in January for a short-term loan. What do you guys make of it? Wouldn't that be typically Spurs? Bringing Sonny back? What do you guys think? Would you be happy? For me, it's just a massive, massive no. As much as Sonny is an absolute legend of this club, bringing him back for a short loan spell would be crazy, in my opinion. Unless, no, just crazy, just crazy. Let me know what you think, guys. Sorry, I missed Lee out there. I hope Kolo and Solanke are fit. I think Kolo's fit, isn't he? How match fit he is, I don't know, but he's definitely fit. Solanke, just don't know. Another one that's we just don't know what's happening with him. I don't think he plays in the next week or so. I can't see it. Sheriff saying I'm bloody working, but I will be watching. It's gonna be a good game, I think, tonight. I think it's gonna be a tight game as well. Brian Daigle's in the house saying good morning, everyone in the chat, and my brother Nige. Hope you are well. 3 points tonight with a 2-0 victory. Loving the positivity. Good morning, Brian. I hope you're well, buddy. And he follows it up by saying, come on, you Spurs. The Sheriff saying hello to Barbaric. And then Brian saying, we best win against Everton as I'm going. Oh, that'd be a good game to go to, mate. You have to let us know what the stadium is like. It's weird, isn't it? Because I've seen the stadium, it looks okay, but it doesn't look a patch on Tottenham. And maybe that's a problem, guys. What do you think? Is that a problem? Is having such a fantastic stadium a problem? Because we've never made it a fortress since we've been there. If you're an away player, if I'm a footballer now and I'm like, oh, we're away at Spurs at the weekend, I'm like, brilliant, brilliant. Can we stay in their hotel? That'd be fantastic. The facilities are brilliant. Everything is class A now, top notch. The pitch is amazing, and I'm just like, yeah, I'll go there and play my football. So I don't know. I don't know what we can do. It's not like it used to be where you can make the changing room cold, turn the heating off, and turn the hot water off for the showers. And things are different now. Everything it's the top of the range for everything. So yeah, you have to let us know what the Everton Stadium's like. I think it looks pretty basic compared to the Spurs Stadium, but maybe this is a problem. Billy saying, "Is it me? Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing how Dyche gets on in Europe. I think Dyche turns Forest round immediately. I think straight away Forest look a better side with Dyche's manager." Lee says Johnson needs to get his finger out. He is hiding and getting stuck in whenever we need him. Johnson's not really had any time, has he? He scored a couple of goals this season, 2 really good finishes, but he hasn't had a look in. And I suppose when you got Kudus on the right, you're not going to get a look in, are you? You're not. You're just not going to get game time. Which is the reason why I think there's every chance Kudus could get rested tonight. I'm not saying I want him to, but at some point these players need to be rested. Do we bring Johnson in tonight? Maybe sit back, soak it up, look to catch him on the break. It's going to be interesting to see what Frank does. I think he has options. Um, let's see what happens. Bob says we could play Danzo, Van der Ven, and Gray. We could. We could. I mean, we could play three at the back. And I guess if we did get an injury, we just have to go back to a four at the back. But that's definitely an option. Definitely an option, Bob. Let's see what Frank does. Lee saying 1-1 tonight. I mean, I'd take that right now. I would take it. Absolutely take it. Cheryl saying I got in at 3, mate, early night for a change, and you're up now as well. I don't know. Kate said there's a rumor we could bring back Sonny for a bit. Yep, absolutely. But guys, what do we make of that? I'm not sure. Not for me. Not for me. Bob saying Richie as a centre forward, Wilson must play. Kudus midfield. We have enough players to fill the midfield. We do have enough players. Whether they have the quality, I'm not sure. But we've got what we got. So we're just going to go with it. Listen, we got to get behind the team. Whoever plays, support them to the fullest. Really get behind them. Listen, there's a YouTube channel as YouTubers, and I know YouTubers get a lot of stick, but you have to give criticism when criticism's due. You don't support a side. As a fan, we're all passionate. We all love our club. And after a defeat or in the midst of a defeat, you criticize. Of course you do. That's what we do as fans. Every single fan does it. I don't know a single fan who watches their side lose and be like, oh, but we played, you get frustrated at the time. So I think, you know, as YouTubers, we're going to come on, we're going to criticize. At the same time, if we play well, we're going to praise. And I think, that's just the way it is. We're just fans like everybody else. Guy saying these aren't rumors, it's people putting two and two together and making 50 about Sonny. Quite possibly, quite possibly. Um, Bob saying big up to Brian. And Jimmy saying, please, no Son return. We've got to move forward naturally. Absolutely. If we're going to bring Sonny back, we might as well bring back Dele Alli as well. Let's just bring back the gang. Is Ericsson got a club? Let's bring him back too. Billy saying, unfortunately, Kate Wixom, I watched a few LA games and Spurs were right to let Sonny go. He is not a shadow. He is not the shadow of the player he was at Spurs. The problem is there was no alternative plan after Son. This is what Spurs do, isn't it, mate? We don't have a plan. Guy saying, oh yeah, I'm going away to Everton. I forgot that. Don't get stadium, and I don't get stadium envy. And Kate saying, Philly, I totally agree. I'm worried about our scouting, especially Lange, thinking about it, bringing him back. It would just be the easy move, wouldn't it? And the excuse would be the player we want is not available to the summer. So, but I'd rather just carry on with the left players we got on the left already. What would be the point in bringing Sonny back? Um, yeah, just doesn't make sense to me. Jimmy saying Solanke to start on bench tonight. Really, I haven't heard that. But hopefully that would be great if he did. We need him back. We need him back, don't we? We are so short in those attacking areas. Billy saying not recognising the history, basically acting ashamed of the Spurs heroes of the past is why the Spurs stadium is not intimidating. Well, yeah, I mean there's many, many, many reasons why the Spurs New Tottenham Stadium isn't intimidating. We built that white wall, that south stand, 16,000, is it? We built that to model the Dortmund yellow wall. But we just stick, I've been to Spurs like probably 4 or 5 times since that stadium's been built. And every time I've got into that south stand. No trouble at all. And I'm not a season ticket holder. I'm like last minute Harry. I need a ticket. South stand, yeah, thank you very much. The hardcore fans, the, the real Tottenham, and I know everyone's a real Tottenham fan, but the real Tottenham fans, the Tottenham fans that sing their heart out, they need to be in that south stand, making it an intimidating place to go. We got pockets, and we need to stick them together, in my opinion, and make that south stand a real place, where, almost like the cop, where we suck the ball into the net. And for me, we haven't got that. We've made massive mistakes in the way we put fans in and around the stadium. And for me, the old White Hart Lane, 36,000, you know what? Hardcore fans went every single week. Now, you probably still get that 30,000 hardcore fans, but in a 63,000 seater stadium, it's half full. The rest is filled up with, you know, tourists and people on days out. People like me who only go a couple of 2 or 3 times a season, who love the club, have been supporting the club for 40, 50 years, but I'm not there every week screaming. And, it's a bit different. It's a bit different. We need to get that back at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for me. Um, but we will see. We will see what happens. Philly saying to me, Kate, it's just highlights that Lange and the directors have no plan and we are winging it. I said it on Savas many times what Lang and Co have been doing for the rest of the year. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Bob saying we will see when I go with Brian 2-0. Let's hope so. Brian said, have a great day, everyone. I'm off to puppy sit my sister's 11-week-old puppy. Then watching the match with my nephews is really going to be an incredible day. Much love, Brian. Have a fantastic day, buddy. Absolutely love dogs. I'm jealous. Um, but yeah, have a great day, man. Hopefully we win tonight. Cookie said the atmosphere at the stadium seems relatively poor at the moment. I think, mate, we've been so poor, haven't we, at home over the last 18 months that it's almost like we're waiting to concede. But I agree. I think the atmosphere is terrible at the stadium. Well, it seems terrible. Philly saying, "Nice. What I'm meaning is where is the recognition from Spurs for Bill Nicholson, Jimmy Greaves?" And I agree. There should be. We should have stands named after these players. We should have statues outside. There is nothing Tottenhamy about Tottenham, if you know what I mean. I agree, Philly, 100%. Even the Tottenham logo that's etched into the stadium is the same color as the wall. Make it stand out, Make it stand out. Have it pop. I'm desperate for that stadium to feel more Tottenhamy, and it doesn't. And I agree. We need to get some of the legends. For me, if we had the South stand as the Bill Nicholson stand or the Jimmy Greaves stand, I think that would, I don't know, it'd make it feel a little bit more like home. At the moment, it's a bit of a soulless stadium, isn't it? Sadly, because it is so beautiful. Jimmy saying, too many tourist fans, Cookie, I'm afraid. Big up, mate. Yep, agreed. Agreed. And Kate saying, hello to Brian. Chris saying, Papasar is going to be crucial in these games. His engine is going to be insanely important. I agree, actually. I do agree with that. I think that for me, Sarr has to start tonight in these big European away games. I think Sarr has to start. Cookie saying, Phil, there isn't any. It's a disgrace, to be fair. Absolutely. And then saying big up to Jimmy. Bob saying, having watched all of our home games, our supporters don't get behind the team when we are winning or losing. When you feel other European supporters singing their hearts out, yeah, I agree. And this is why I love watching German football, because some of the atmospheres in some of the games, are flags flying, and the way that the fans, we are typically English, aren't we? When it comes to supporting sometimes. Away games, fantastic. That's when you get your hardcore fans. But at home, and I'm sure this is the same for many other Premier League sides, we are typically English, sit on our hands and watch it. Oh, that was a great move, wasn't it? That was lovely. And instead of just, being really raw and getting behind the side, I think football has changed so much over the years. Brian said, "Nice, brother. There is. So hopefully we win. We will win." Thomas, Frank. Absolutely, absolutely. I'm confident we're going to win tonight. I'm confident we're going to get something out of the game anyway. I really am. The statues are coming. Vin, I mentioned it in the forum. Amazing what happens when Levy leads. But yeah, that's great news. That's great news. We really need to make this stadium now feel like home, and I think things like that will definitely help. Guy says, remind me, and this might be bullshit. Do we have no statue policy? I visit our murals every time and go to pay respects. I don't know. I don't know. I'm thinking And then he says, wow, amazing. Finally, well, we've put the gates up, haven't we? That was a start. So hopefully, hopefully going forward, we will do things. Guys, I'm going to have to call it a day because I've got to get to work. Thank you so much for everyone that's joined me. I appreciate everyone that's come in and commented. Brian just said, anyone wants to see Vinay's comments, they are here. Check it out, guys. And while you're there, go and subscribe to We Are Tottenham TV and Tottenham on Tour, of course. But thank you so much for joining me, guys. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I will see you on the next one, and I'll see you tonight, hopefully, on the watch along with Cookie on the Two Mark Show. It should be an absolute laugh. Let's hope we win. Guys, have a fantastic day. And as always, stay positive, stay poised, and stay Pure Coys.